Kody's unexpected capture sparks speculation. As questions swirl about Meri's maternal role, Isabel's poignant words echo the family's recent loss. Meanwhile, Robyn's emotional retreat during the look-back special exposes deeper tensions, hinting at fractures within. Prepare for a riveting exploration of love, loss, and loyalty that reshapes the Brown family's narrative. Sister Wives star Kody Brown remained quiet in the aftermath of his son's death, but the famous husband from the TLC series was captured in a photo just as he was breaking into a sprint. The debate is on, with some fans slamming the once husband of four because of where he was. Still, others think he may need to be where he is to give himself some grief therapy. Kody Brown went quiet. Kody Brown and his family navigate life today after a horrendous tragedy, the loss of one of their children. Garrison Brown took his own life 3 weeks ago, so the wounds are still raw for the family members. Some of the Sister Wives family members took to social media in the days and weeks following. They expressed their feelings from their loss of a much-loved son, brother, uncle, and friend. Janelle Brown, who was Garrison's mom, posted a few messages following her son's death. But today she remains quiet, most likely grieving with her large family around her. Meri Brown and Christine Brown also posted messages. Both ex-wives struggled to get back into normal daily living. The same goes for many of the adult Sister Wives kids, with a couple trying to make sense of what just happened. But Kody Brown remained out of the public eye. That is, until recently. One astute Sister Wives fan happened to look up and see Kody Brown sprint by. The photo they captured, seen below, only caught the backside of him. But the person who took the picture said he moved at a quick pace through a Vegas casino. So Sister Wives fans immediately started an online debate, as the comments were at 520 and growing by Thursday morning. Many thought Kody shouldn't be at a casino while his family grieves. But many others suggest everyone grieves in their own way. Since he seems to be there alone, he might have needed to find some distraction from his despair, suggested other commenters. The person who posted the photo said Kody was running through the shops at the casino, but that's as far as it went. A while back, one of the Sister Wives' adult daughters said that her father and Robyn Brown spent way beyond their means. So some fans thought that Kody was out doing something he seemed to love to do, shopping. But many more Sister Wives fans seemed willing to cut Kody a break from the slamming that usually follows a post about him. They look at Kody as a father who just lost a son. No matter what reason he had for being there, fans were empathetic to his situation today. Many suggested it was his way of getting some grief therapy. No matter what it looked like, it seemed many fans were willing to stop their usual Kody bashing. So the person who posted the photo said it was Kody Brown. But because you can't see his face, some may question if it is him, despite it looking very much like Kody Brown from behind. Still, something good came out of this post for the Sister Wives patriarch. It demonstrates how many folks empathize with this TLC series star during his time of great despair. Shakeup. Fans debate Robyn and Kody Brown's roles in family turmoil. The couple appears to have isolated themselves and their children from their extended family. In light of Garrison Brown's death, Sister Wives fans took to social media to openly debate Robyn and Kody Brown's roles in their family's turmoil. The couple appears to have isolated themselves and their children from their extended family, leading to bitterness and hurt feelings. The Sister Wives cast is far from how they first depicted themselves. Are Kody and Robyn at fault? The Brown family first entered public life in 2010. Sister Wives was their attempt at trying to show the functionality of a polygamist family. 18 seasons later, the series is now far removed from season 1, when Kody Brown had 3 wives and shared 18 children. He proclaimed love for all his wives and acted as a devoted father to each of his offspring. Today, Kody is in a monogamous relationship with Robyn Brown. They live in a home with their 5 children appear separated from the rest of the family. But whose fault is this? Fans lay the blame squarely on Kody and Robyn's shoulders. Kody and many of his children became estranged for years due to Kody's preferential treatment of Robyn over his children and other wives. On Reddit, fans believe Kody and Robyn are at fault for how their behavior affected the family. Here's some of their commentary. I can't understand how one human being can be so wrong about his choices in parenting. He has failed as a polygamist. He has failed as a husband 3 times. He has failed as a parent to most of his children. And failed as a father to his adoptive kids, wrote one follower. Robyn effectively kept Meri and the other wives from having the opportunity to connect with any of them. This is the lady who advocated keeping the family together, penned a second Reddit user. A third viewer concludes, Kody also says Robyn supported and enhanced the family and holiday traditions, even though we've heard through multiple people from the OG 13 that is not true. Kody is the only one saying Robyn made them better. She is all Kody has seen since the day he met her. Garrison Brown's death on March 4 turned the tide on how the Brown family has been perceived publicly. Frustration set in for viewers who took issue with how sister wives Kody and Robyn Brown ostracized his son with Janelle Brown for 3 years prior to his passing. Problems between Kody and his sons Gabriel and Garrison were rooted in rules related to the coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic. Kody asked for his sons to quarantine from work, school, and friends, so he would be able to visit them. However, Kody also said that if the boys weren't compliant with his rules, they needed to move out. That's what I don't understand, because if one of my little children were to die because somebody had to get his pencil wet, that made me so mad. In an October 2023 Sister Wives episode, Janelle said she was worried about how her kids were coping. I have worried about my boy's mental health, she said. Gabriel feels everything very, very deeply, and Garrison just seems angrier and sadder. He's not as happy-go-lucky as he used to be. We've reached out and tried to be open, but it's been neglected and overlooked for offenses that were believed to have happened, but they never did. Garrison told TLC's cameras in a confessional with his siblings Savannah and Gabe. However, Kody refuted this statement in his interview. The idea that Robyn and I are rejecting them is not true. I have reached out only to get a rejection. They're not being fair, he said. The Brown kids blamed gaslighting Robyn and Kody for their estrangement. Season 18 was the first real insight Sister Wives viewers had into the private relationships between Kody Brown and some of his adult children. During a dinner at Garrison's home, he, Gwendolyn, Savannah, and Gabriel Brown exposed Kody and Robyn's lousy behavior. Gwen revealed the Brown kids wanted to do a Secret Santa, but Robyn derailed their plans. Robyn made it all about herself, bringing up how there's all this past trauma. Which, by the way, where's the trauma coming from? Because Dad prefers them. Robyn turned it into us trying to ostracize her and played the victim. We said no. This is about us trying to figure out how to do this and adjust to your new Christmas rules, explained Garrison. She was gaslighting everyone into treating her with special treatment, he added. Gwen agreed. For the past 8 years, she's made herself the victim because she was the last wife. I don't care to talk to Robyn anymore. I'm not going to do this. I'm doing my own thing. And Robyn's mad that she can't have this effect on our lives anymore because we just don't care anymore, he continued. This is what I think all the siblings think. This is us going, Robyn, to have him. We don't care anymore. We're all grown adults that don't need a father figure. However, reacting in his confessional, Kody exclaimed to his sons Gabriel and Garrison, "All of you are just kinda jerks. I don't want to be around you, and I am tired of it, and I don't want to call them, and I don't want to talk to them." Garrison Brown's former clothing line. Garrison Brown was a star on Sister Wives before his tragic death in March 2024. Learn more about his former clothing line and other facts about him. Garrison Brown tragically passed, leaving behind a legacy as a nature-loving photographer and budding entrepreneur. Garrison was a member of the National Guard and opened his own Hawaiian clothing shop called Bob's Floral in 2019. Despite his untimely death, Garrison's travel photos on Instagram continue to inspire and reflect his passion for photography. Sister Wives star Garrison Brown recently passed away, but there are some facts about his life before the tragedy that are important to share. Garrison's mother was Janelle Brown, one of Kody Brown's former wives. His death came as a shock to the Brown family, and the stars of one of the best reality TV shows need time to grieve. It's unclear where Sister Wives Season 19 stands after Garrison's tragic death. However, it's important to remember who Garrison was in life. Among Kody and Janelle, Meri Brown, Christine Brown, and Robyn Brown, there are 18 children. Garrison was Janelle's fourth child, making him the third boy and the seventh child overall. He was born on April 10, 1998, and was raised in Lehi, Utah, until the Browns relocated to Las Vegas, Nevada. However, Garrison relocated to Flagstaff, Arizona, alongside some of his siblings. Garrison Brown was in the National Guard. In November 2015, he enlisted in the Nevada Army National Guard. This was a compromise to please his father, as he originally wanted to join the Army. Janelle was also opposed, as he was only 17, thinking he was invincible. While Kody wanted Garrison to focus on school, he went to the National Guard anyway. Kody desired for Garrison to get his degree before enlisting, but he went anyway. Garrison liked to share travel photos on Instagram. Garrison traveled to Europe and shared pictures of his getaway on his Instagram account at Robertha Brown. He took photos of Stonehenge in Wiltshire, England, and the beaches of Noordwijk aan Zee in South Holland, Netherlands. Another IG highlight is a picture of Garrison at the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France, with the cute caption, "I love London." He took some time off from traveling during the pandemic, but was back in Spain by late 2023. His many outdoorsy pictures made it clear that Garrison was a nature lover. Photos of mountainous landscapes, bodies of water, and night skies are featured on his grid. He's a photographer who loves taking pictures of the stars and has many pictures of night skies on his page. His followers have responded positively, calling his star photos beautiful and breathtaking. Some fans say he should sell them. "I absolutely love everyone's feedback on these photos," he said. "I never really had a knack for photography until this year, and I have become obsessed with star photos." His photography will live on past his death. In 2019, Garrison opened his own shop called Bob's Floral. Garrison sold Hawaiian shirts, dresses, and swimwear. Button-up t-shirts from Bob's Floral had colorful and tropical designs, while the sundresses feature bright, flowery patterns and pockets. While the shop went on pause in 2020, he had an @Bob's Floral Instagram account and a Bob's Floral Facebook page. He used both social media accounts to promote his clothing line, which is marketed as being handcrafted by Tanzanian field mice in my basement. In a post, he once said, "Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Bob's Floral." His prices ranged from $19 to $25. Garrison will forever be remembered as an integral member of the Brown family. While he's currently being defined by his death, it's important to remember who he was in life. Garrison was part of the National Guard, was a budding entrepreneur, and loved travel and photography. Hopefully, the Brown family can be given the space they need to grieve and step away from sister wives if necessary. Is Meri Brown still considered mom to Brown kids? After the recent ceremony for Garrison Brown, many Sister Wives viewers began to wonder about Meri Brown's status with the family. Several people question if the Brown kids still consider her their mom. Meri Brown was instrumental in helping with the family. While it is hard to believe that Meri Brown's separation from plural marriage could affect her status as mom, some of the kids have been forward about Meri being abusive. On Reddit, one Sister Wives viewer poses a question about Meri. They say, Meri, and the wives/kids. Then discuss how the family views her. With Garrison's passing due Janelle, Christine and Kody acknowledge that Meri was still one of the kids' mom. Admittedly, the status may be muddy after the split. Furthermore, the user says, I know there's tensions between three women, but do they consider her part of the family during celebrations/struggles, etc.? However, the Redditor brings up a good point about how a family might act in the face of tragedy. Meri Brown seems to be in disconnection. More so, the initial poster notices the seating arrangement Meri Brown chose. I just was looking at photos and Meri is still front row, just looks disconnected in ways. It's hard to explain what I'm asking. Later, the poster edits to say not only the funeral but overall, giving the example of how Christine and Janelle still talk about being a mom to each other's kids. One person says, I would imagine that nothing has really changed. Historically, none of them really include or consider Meri in their planning, but also expect her to be included by someone else and don't mind that she's around or even expect her to be around. I think they also kind of leave it up to their children to define her role as a mother to them. Like they sat with her at Logan's wedding, but if she hadn't been included in that mother group, they all wouldn't have even noticed until a producer asked them about her. I think Janelle would want Meri there. In times that are very difficult, people normally come together. Meri was very present in the older kids' lives. I think it would have been way more hurtful if she didn't show up. Some of the kids claim Meri Brown was abusive. Additionally, over the years, some of the Brown kids have stated that Meri Brown was abusive during their childhood. Undeniably, there is tension with Mykelti, Maddie, and Pedden Brown. Furthermore, there has been strain between her only biological child, Leon. Other users reminded Meri was the disciplinarian. When compared to the other parents, she may have seemed abusive solely from the aspect of differing personalities and parenting choices. A couple of the kids, namely Maddie, Mykelti, and Pedden, have publicly spoken about Meri being abusive towards them and their siblings. Others have said they never witnessed it. Something happened, plus the fact that Meri was abusive towards Janelle in the earlier years. All of the kids who have made accusations about Meri that then had to be walked back or simply dropped with no explanation were the kids profiting off of Patreon/YouTube instead of getting real jobs. It's also important to remember that Meri was the disciplinarian and straight shooter in the family. Well, since Meri was included in the grieving process/funeral/memorial, it sure looks like she is still considered one of the moms. The seating choices draw a picture of what is going on. Notably, in the photo from Garrison Brown's military funeral, Meri Brown is sitting next to Aspen and Mitch. Many believe this was about the division Meri has with some of the children. Mykelti sat in the same row with her arms crossed. Previously, her dislike for Meri was apparent, but without a doubt, this was a hard day for everyone. Perhaps the seating arrangements very well don't matter in a time of grieving, but they still can paint a picture of what might be going on. Mykelti is sitting in the same row as Meri, albeit her body language is open for interpretation. I really believe fans and tabloids are reading too much into the seating order. This was an absolute heartbreaking moment, and somehow I doubt Janelle noticed nor cared where anyone aside from her own kids sat or did. Obviously, the mother and the father would sit in the front row. Since they are not together, both had someone else with them as comfort and anchor. Beyond that, it was probably just whoever came in first and how many available seat per group.